Hello, hello. Oh my goodness, am I plugged in? Hello, can you all hear me? I don't know if Cross is here, so Cross doesn't give me their all go ahead. If someone could let me know. You sound good. Oh, thank you. Cross is here. Well, let's get going. Let's get going. Coming through fine. Thanks very much, Dustin. Can you all hear the music and everything up? I've actually turned down my music now, so no delays at all. Brilliant. All right. Alrighty, let's get started. Hello. How's it going? I'm back. I'm back from whatever I was doing. I need to change the working on thing. Hold on. So today we are working on Angelica animation. Angelica animation. There we go. So I have wanted for some time now to put a little animated sprite of Angelica towards the side on the left of my streaming setup, as you can see here. So this means that if we add her, then there's going to be some workarounds and stuff, and I'm going to do a little bit of alterations to the site and the the layout and stuff. But this is going to be what we're going to do, and I've got a pose in mind, and as you can clearly see, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little thing similar to, you know, the lo-fi girl, how, you know, when she's drawing and then she looks, you know, out the window, or she adjusts herself or anything like that. A little bit like that. So that's what we're going to plan with this animation, and this is basically the start of that. And she's, you know, kind of, you know, it's a cute pose. We can see, you know, we can see her. We can see her in all her glory. So oh my goodness, it's just deleted itself. Oh no, it's not. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a bit more refining, because it's not a completed sketch. And we're just going to work on this tonight, and we may get to some refinement and stuff. And it's basically going to be a little bit like my ping tuber here, my little Gobbo green body, and it's going to be that sort of same vibe, if you understand what I'm talking about. And yeah, that's what we're going to do tonight. So I hope you're all ready. Hope you've all had a good weekend, or at least having a good weekend. It's just coming into the end of Sunday here. I've been out all day today. She's just drawing. Yeah, she's going to be drawing, and she might do some other actions and stuff. I'm going to be doing in the key poses, I think, of what I'm really planning. She's going to be drawing, she's going to be looking over at Scorch, and she's going to maybe, I don't know, lean on her, you know, put her, you know, lean her head on her hands or something like that. Could be quite fun. We'll see what happens. I want to make sure that we see what we want to see, you know? Yeah, it's quite quiet tonight, actually. So some of you were saying, yeah, it's yeah, Cross and Lemon's not here, I don't think. Unless people are lurking, but that's all right. You know, we can have lurkers. I don't mind lurkers. I love lurkers. Lurkers are the best. They're the greatest. Lurkers are the greatest. And if, but that's all right. You know, we don't need like bajillions of people watching me. It would get overwhelming, you know. But yeah, last time we did a stream, we got a raid. How cool is that? We got a raid from, I'm so sorry, I've forgotten who raided us, but oh god, that's really bad actually. Did you see the Mario movie yet? No, I was so busy this weekend. I was so busy this weekend. I had no time. I was in the barn. I was working on my kitchen cabinet shelf storage thingy, and then today I went with my mother and auntie to this antiques place where we went and we saw all of these old things, and it was awesome. I loved it so much. And yeah, today was just impractical, and I had to go over and yeah, I had to go over because I'd promised my mum and bless her and my auntie that this would happen. So, and also I kind of had to support my auntie a little bit because my auntie had a bit of a something pretty bad happened recently. I mean, it's okay, but like, I mean, everyone's fine, but yeah, basically we had to go over and support her and stuff. But yeah, it was a very busy weekend, very, 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 very busy weekend. So I had no time to go see the Mario movie. So I do apologize, but I really want to see it. Oh my god, I want to see it so badly. And I need this reference. So this reference, I've got it on my phone right here, sat next to me. Why have I screenshotted Alex Cooper? That is nothing. And a tweet by Goose. There we go. That's what I want. And that is okay. There we go. Angelica's really difficult to draw. I've not drawn her as much as Scorch. Oh, and Angelica is unfortunately covering up the... Yeah, Lo-Fi Girl's awesome, isn't she? And the whole lore behind Lo-Fi Girl is really cool. It is very endearing. She has a... It's her design. She's very Ghibli-ish. Like, she has this very Ghibli-ish look to her. Ooh, is the feet... Should I do the leg up in the air? Oh, man. I don't know. Oh god, LinkedIn, stop bugging me. I think some good... I'm kind of actually... This is bad, actually. I shouldn't have... I really need to have sketched this out properly and then started animating, because that's when, you know, exciting things happen. Unlike this, unlike at this time, unfortunately. So I wonder if she could be drawing like this. Like she's in a sketchbook and she's, you know, maybe got a book propped up like this. Could be quite fun. So I actually have to bear in mind how she's gonna fit on the page. So forgive me if this isn't going to be a very high quality stream, because I'm going to be just sort of talking to myself and mumbling and probably saying something that I shouldn't have said. So I am going to be looking at chat. I'm just going to... I don't think I'm going to be doing gaming streams at all. Why not? Did it not work out? Did your gaming streams not work out, Lanali? There's a lot of people who stream gaming content. What game were you playing? Is she left-handed or right-handed? Because if I do it this way, then she'll be left-handed. Oh my god, no. If I do it like that. No, that's not right. See, I'm already doing it. I'm already talking to myself. Don't know if this is actually interesting content. Like, if you hear me talking to myself, oh my god, what a weirdo. He's talking to himself. And she's not naked. She has a tunic bra thingy going on. She actually is wearing more clothes than me. Like, look, all I'm wearing is a bush. Hello, edits. This is exposure therapy because I've been mad at Britain for 2 months. You've been 2 months? I've been mad at Britain for like years. Okay, I quite like that. Oh, this is going to be really annoying. I'm going to cheat a little bit here and probably hide her hand. If you can forgive me for doing that. And is she going to draw on a stick? Or is she going to draw on a Palomino Blackwing? Which is a very nice pencil, by the way. Apparently, they used Palomino... Whoops. They used Palomino Blackwings to... The 9 Old Men, that was one of their favourite pencils, apparently. I wouldn't know anything about that, edits. That sounds crazy. I have not heard anything. I've not heard anything about that, and yeah, that sounds terrible. Not going to elaborate any further. We're not going to. I don't want to, get all. This isn't a political. We don't really discuss political things here, but yeah, yeah. I don't know anything about that, but that sounds. Yeah, that sounds really crazy and ridiculous if the UK has done that. But yeah, we don't really discuss politics or anything like that on here, on this stream, or any ongoing drama, because there's already so much crap going on in the world right now. You don't need to come here and talk about, make it, It's good to vent and stuff like that, but yeah, this is a place where we don't really talk about that kind of stuff. It's a happy place, said. Yes, it is a happy place, Cross. Her leg, I think her leg moving could be quite cute, actually. Wait, is that how feet work? I like chainsaw. It's a wholesome place. Well, to be fair, this isn't really talking about anything political. I was yeah, maybe I didn't mean maybe I didn't mean like politics, like, you know, all that kind of stuff. I was meaning like I don't know, current events or something like that. We don't really talk about current events on the on these streams. But yeah, I don't know much. I don't know about that whole SNL thing. That you mentioned. Except when you celebrate the collapse of AI companies. We don't need to do, yeah, like, we can talk about it, but like, we don't need to do anything because AI companies have just like, are constantly shooting themselves in the foot by trying to, you know, do absolutely ridiculously silly things. I used to be, like I've said many streams, I used to be so like afraid of AI and what it could do. Like in the very beginning, 2023, I was very afraid of it, but now I'm just like, oh, that's cute. It just even though, like, you know, like there are some things that just look like, you know, oh, my job's going, oh my god, but like, no, come on. We've seen so much of that, but we've seen so much, and they've not even I don't where, like, my job doesn't feel, I don't feel like I'm being robbed of a job, so, you know. Anyway, you all know my opinion on that. Oh no, anyway. An entire South Park episode is now incomprehensible after, what, 6 months? Oh yeah, because South Park do... Oh, that's actually something that So I'll talk about that in a moment. But yeah, South Park practically, yeah, they take everything that's current right now, don't they? And they just make a big episode about it, because Matt and Trey Parker literally have like a week to make a new episode. I think they do like a entirely new episode in like 1 week, don't they? I think that's what they do. At least from what I read, at least from what I saw in like a really short sort of making of documentary or whatever. I think that was in like when they were doing voice lines for the Human Sentai pad. If you've seen it, it's really funny and so dumb. By the way, shall I upload some drawings made by Angelica? She's not the best artist, but she would love it if I could upload some stuff made by her. She wants to get opinions. She wants critique. She's more into wrestling and fishing. It's probably all horn dog stuff. Amateurish horn dog stuff. I mean, amazingly competent horn dog stuff. Also, shh, I can't say those words anymore. I'm on YouTube now. I'm a YouTuber. Right, I think it's a good idea to save. And probably do something about this face. Oops. Actually, wait, is TV Paint going to allow me to do this? Probably not. Unless I do the warp thing, maybe it will. Oh, God. What a way. Oh, she's okay. She's fine. She's learning. She's learning. I'm teaching her. Look, she's learning. I mean, she draws every day, and that's what they say. You know, if you're a learning artist, if you're an artist and you're drawing every day, then you're going to get better. But then again, I kind of feel that that's like kind of redundant advice, because if you really were passionate about art, then you would be drawing every day, and you wouldn't need someone to tell you to draw every day. But then again, you know, drawing every day is pretty. To someone who's unmotivated, I think that's pretty good advice. But to someone who is motivated, it's just unhelpful. Oh, I'm not the best, but thank you anyway, Lenali. I appreciate it. So I had, oops, my voice had a bit of a crack there. So she has a ring here. It's all gonna get cleaned up pretty soon. She's got these bolts right there. And this is basically Angie Girl. My favourite Angie, and she's got a hairy chest, because all gobs have hairy chests. Even girly gobs. Big buxom girly gobs have hairy chests. It's just genetics. Yeah, that's an interesting point, actually. Yeah, there are a lot of artists who, yeah, they don't improve or incredibly so. Yeah, I think that's probably because they're stuck in their ways, and they can, you know, I think probably what's happened to them is that they've experienced some sort of great sort of success. They feel that, I don't know, maybe they're making money from their art or some way, you know, or form. Like maybe they've been asked to get commissions and they're at that, you know, at that level, and they probably feel that as long as I'm supporting myself and making money, why do I need to improve? Why do I need to, you know, become a student again? So maybe that's why they're doing it. But then again, I don't know the situation. Depends on what the artist has gone through and stuff. So yeah, hairy boobs. It's actually just like a cartoony point on. It's like a cartoony hairy boob or something. So that's that pose. I got to think about how I'm going to do this. So this is the hold on. So this is going to be, so this is why I was thinking you have to think very, very carefully about this kind of stuff. So this is going to be a pose that potentially you're going to be looking at for the next year or so, because This little drawing of me that you see at the side, on the right hand side, this is like a year old. This drawing of me is a year old. So it's going to, so this drawing needs to stick around, and it kind of needs to be good. So that's why I'm thinking really carefully about this. Hold on, I'm going to load up the Picato chat so that we can get, and just thought about it just now. Load up Anubis. He's not here just yet, but I'm just going to make sure that it's loaded up. Drawing Scorch like one of her French cops. Oh, for sure. Also, another thing that I need to do is to make sure that Angelica's actually looking at the goddamn drawing that she's drawing, so... So she's going to look a bit more like that. But we don't want to make her look tired or anything like that. Yeah, that looks like she's looking at it, isn't? Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so. Silhouette, I guess silhouette looks kind of okay. Yeah, I suppose so. I'm not too pleased about the arm. I mean, she is kind of quite muscly, but I want to make sure that we're getting something going on here. Just a little bit of that. And yeah, there's not going to be much hand anatomy, so I don't have to draw hands. Whoop-de-doo. Whoopee. And she has really big forearms. And yeah, the sketchbook being propped up like that is fine, I suppose. And she's not going to be turning the page like in the Lo-Fi Girl. It's just going to be propped up like that. Yeah. Make sure that we get all the details in. Her tail's a little bit longer. She's one of the few gobs with an intact tail. So, how am I going to do this? I'm going to just need to think for a bit. I suppose what I could do is I could make this a sprite animation and then bring it in randomly, I suppose. Don't know how you'd do that in... It'll have to be like a looped video or something, maybe. This is not going to be easy. This is actually going to be very difficult. Save. Okay, all right. So what's she gonna do? What she's gonna do? She's going to be, okay. One, she's gonna be idle, like we've got here. Number two, she's going to look at Scorch. Number three, she's going to be. Maybe she could change the page. It would add a bit of complexity to the animation. Could work. What am I doing? Oh my goodness. Number two, look at Scorch. Number three, turn a page. Okay, maybe let's make a wish list. Turn page. Idle. Okay, so idle. Drawing. Okay, number three, turn page. Rocking her head and body. Oh my god, are you adding? We can't add too much, but yeah. Yeah, she could do some like little flicks or something like that. That could be quite fun. Could be quite cute. Like she could be like she could be, I don't know, maybe shaking her head to get some hair out of her face, maybe. Head shaking. Please ignore my terrible handwriting. Legs move. I think no, right, okay, no, I'm not doing that. Maybe once, could do it once or something like that, because it's gonna get really difficult if it turns out to be have her juggle chainsaws. All right, let's time out Cross 1997. I'm just joking. Mods, get on that. Time out Cross. No, I'm joking. Don't time out Cross. Okay, turn page, head shaking. Look at Scorch. I am going to have to construct like a big sort of repeated, you know, thingy. I'm not so keen on that smile. I'm not so keen on this. Okay. You animate that. She could be moving this leg. This leg, I know I want this leg to move. So this leg's going to be doing some stuff. And it's probably going to be moving like there, and we'll probably, like, I don't know, slow in to that, and then it'll slow out, I guess. Could be quite fun. Let's see what it looks like on a slightly more tied down layer, so I can, at least if we have a tied down layer TD, then we can have at least a bit of a gist of what's gonna happen, because this is not easy. This is not easy. None of this is easy. In fact, I'll make it red so that I know this is a tie-down layer. I know for a fact that this is going to be something that I will probably have to animate at some point. I don't like that red. Yet some can get this done by Tuesday. You cheeky bugger. You realize I've also got like other commissions and other stuff that I need to do. If this was my pure job, hell yeah, I get this done by Tuesday. More than 25 feet. Don't know if I'd be animating that much though. Also, I'm not working to television standards. I'm working to like, you know, epic Disney super duper animation Glen Keane levels, you know? Nah, I'm joking. I'm just going to try and get this done as quickly as I can. There's no deadline. I just want to... It's literally just for... It's just for Twitch. It's not anything special or... It's not a commission. It's nothing, you know, that has got any deadline. I'm just going to take as long as I want to on this. Yeah, he just does 2 feet away. Actually, yeah, I didn't know that. That's quite low. So 1 foot is about, how many frames is that? That's like 16 drawings, is it? I need to look that up actually. Lenali, what is 1 foot of animation? Is that about a second or so? 16 feet. 1 second of animation, or is it something else? Correct me on that because I need to know. I should probably know that actually. Oh, she's looking a bit wide there. Why? Was it all right there? It was all right. I think she needs to be a bit lower. One foot. Yeah, 16 frames. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, because I had to go into like, you know, like the editors would like have to do some film stuff with it, wouldn't they? Because it had to be converted. Yeah, that makes sense, so that it can be shown in cinemas. Yeah, the conversion rate. Yeah, gotcha. 16. I was close. 16 frames. At 24 in the it's 24 frames per second in the United States, whereas here in the UK it's 29.97, I believe, which is very arbitrary. But they somehow decided that 24 and 29.97 was like the standard for some reason. I think she's a bit too... Hold on. I need my... Yeah, I'm right. She's too big. So this thing would move. The book, the sketchbook would stay there. Her head might be... could be a little bit bigger, I suppose. Anyone like Chainsaw Man? I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar with Chainsaw Man. I might Google that. Chainsaw Man. Oh, it's a manga series. I have not heard of that, I'm afraid. Okay, so the tie down seems to be going quite well. So she does have quite lean legs. Thought that was a slasher character. TLDR, I empathized with the main character so much that I got sad when the ending wasn't good and resolved nothing. Oh, way to spoil it. No, I'm just joking. Gosh, that sounds crazy. Had a movie adaptation which was astoundingly emotional for how goofy the premise and characters are. Wow. I'm hoping that's what happens with Tadek, actually, because everyone who's worked on episode 9 is going to say, oh my god, how great it is, and all the voice actors were crying at the end of it, and it's going to be the most distraught, oh my god, everyone's going to lose their minds, we're all going to explode our heads because of how amazing episode 9 is going to be. And I hope that it does explode my head. There's going to be little bits of goblin everywhere in the room, in my living room, in the cave, when I'm watching it, and then Angelica and Bork are going to have to clean up all of the mess. To use the remains for the stew? They can use it for whatever they want. I don't care. Oh, I don't like that. Nah, something's wrong. Something's very wrong here. It's better, but something's still just... something's just not right. Chainsaw Man sounds really cool, though. What am I doing wrong? Feels weird without lemon here. Feels a little less horny in the chat. Scorched stew. Yep, scorched stew. Feels like you're missing lemon. Well, sadly, I can't really control who comes and who doesn't. You know, if Lemon doesn't show up, then he doesn't show up. Sundays are probably the worst time to stream. I kind of think that, yeah, no one's around on Sunday, especially at this time of year. I think either that or people are just bored of my streams. And they're not coming as much. I used to get like 7, like what happened? Like a couple of months, like last month I was getting like 9, 10 people watching me. But now I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm doing. Maybe I don't know. I need to step things up a bit, and that's what I want to do. I know. Of course you are. I know. I know that. I know you are, Dustin. I know you all. You know. You're all here because, you know, you religiously. I guess you religiously tune in or not or something like that. And I love that. I love it when you do that. But you know, if I'm going to expand and stuff like that, I need to, like, I don't know. I need to do something different because I've been kind of thinking about this for a while. Like, is the spark gone? What can I do to get back that spark? Because I'm not getting as many commissions as I used to do, which is a little bit of a shame, and I'm not getting as many followers as I used to get. And you know, if I'm going to make this something that is, you know, that I don't need to worry at the end of the month for, you know, bills and rent and that kind of stuff, then I need to do something, you know? It's just been something that I've been thinking about, and I don't know what it is. There is something I need to do. I feel like Kane, like, this is a problem I have to solve, but I kind of think there is something out there that I need to do more of. Maybe it's something as simple as just getting up earlier, you know? Not spending too much time, you know, trying to search for the correct kind of music. Maybe it's actually just trying to schedule myself to do, you know, to get all of my tasks done in the day, and then I can go in and do my personal work, and then I could go in and do some more commissiony stuff here. I can do more Patreon stuff there and stuff like that. It's it's a little bit of a strange situation that I'm in, and I'm kind of figuring out how I can recapture that, because I used to be so good at that. I used to be so good at maybe because it was new or something. I don't know. It was new to me. I was just kind of figuring stuff out. Hello, Pierre. How's it going? Don't worry. So it's always important that drawing stays fun for you. Yeah, absolutely. I want to make sure that I never ever want this to become something that I don't want to turn into fun. You know, because drawing is something that thankfully I make money off of, and thankfully I still like doing it when I'm not earning money, you know? And I think that's great that I do that I'm able to do that, because not many people can do that. Either it's a hobby or it's not. But this is also kind of both. And I hope it never ever becomes something that I just dread doing, because I would probably quit. And I hope that it never does become something that I don't want to wake up and do and get out of bed each morning and, you know, dread having to do that drawing or dread having to do this or that. Because otherwise it's just not going to be, it's just not something that I can sustain myself, and I would need to do a bit of soul searching to figure out what I could do that isn't this, you know? There are 4 commenters and 2 viewers. Oh yeah, I don't know. The world is unfair. The world's being unfair to me right now. 2 viewers, but, you know, 4 commenters just means that I'm just more awesome than... I'm just so awesome at getting people engaged that Twitch doesn't know how to count. It's confused. Good thing he has to do funny balloon or you'd be out of $2,000. Oh my god, I think it's a bit more than that, isn't it? Didn't you do a calculation? I think like a couple of months ago you did a calculation and you spent like, I think ever since you had started, it had been like about $10,000 or something like that you had spent on balloon art. You know, money inflation art. Monetary exchange rate inflation. Not the, you know, that other kind of that. Just from, no, I'm pretty sure he's, no, I don't know. Well, ask Cross, that's a Cross question. Cross knows how much he spent on me. Cross's bankroll. Cross is like, you know, kept me going. Otherwise, I'd be on the streets if it weren't for Cross. Got to take good care of Cross. Treat him with respect. Shh, don't ask questions. Shh, don't ask questions, Lanali. Doesn't matter where he gets his money from. At least as far as I'm concerned. So now we reach a point where, so if I look at my animation, the animation I've done, here. So another frame would look like that. All still tie down, all still tie down. Well, he does. Cross also commissions other people, don't you, Cross? Also, Cross can spend his money on what the hell he wants to. time is it? Oh, we've been doing it for 1 hour and 20 minutes. Let's carry on. Let's carry on. I love how like the only thing that is changing is just like it's just a pencil. It's nothing. I guess what we're gonna do is like there's gonna be a boil. There's gonna be an animated boil going on here. If you guys, I'm sure you know what a boil is. Lenali, you certainly know what that is. But a boil is basically just like 2 frames just sort of repeated over each other, and it's to make a still frame look a bit more kind of alive, essentially. So that's what's going to happen with this. But then again, this is just the tie-down layer. It's not the final. I'll have to look and see what I did for Scorch and see if I can replicate that, because I remember doing it quite quickly. It'd be cool if there was like a, I don't know, a delay or something like that. Could be quite fun. I'll do a circular thing here. What I'm drawing right now. Oh, is that it? 2,545. Oh wow, I thought it was a bit more than that, but wow. That's awesome. Thank you so much. That's really cool, Cross. Nothing to be ashamed. Nothing. I think that's something to be celebrated, actually. Nothing matters. No, that's not true. That's not true. Yeah, exactly. That's what I said earlier. You know, Cross has been one of my loyalist clients, and I'm really, really thankful for Cross. Because, you know, Cross, some crazy ideas, but, you know, certainly one of the best clients that I've ever had. Definitely top tier, S tier client. And I think Cross, you know, if Cross decides to commission someone else, they're gonna have, that artist is gonna have a great time with them. Easy, you know, like they're so easy to work with. I'm very, very thankful. Very, very thankful for Cross. Because, you know, not only is Cross a good client, he's also, you know, he's also part of the Patreon. And that includes you, Pierre, that includes Dustin and everyone who, you know, who's contributing to my Patreon and stuff. And it means that I can, you know, do things like this. You know, the commissions allow me to, you know, instead of having to eat liver and onions and, you know, bread and cheese and beer every night, I get to, you know, live a normal life and do things like, you know, do these streams. I get to, you know, do more sort of, I get to do polls. I get to have a bit of freedom, you know, to, you know, do this and that, decide, you know, hey, maybe I want to, you know, take a day off, or hey, maybe I might want to, you know, work this day. You know, I'm able to live this lifestyle thanks to people like Cross and Dustin and, you know, all you guys that are here as well. It's great that I'm able to do this. So I never ever think that it's, you know, I never ever want to think bad of, you know, any particular person. You know, I never want to think, oh, you know, oh, you should be doing this and stuff like that. No, I never do that. I think it's great that we're all here, and you know, this, we're all here in the Gobbo Cave, you know, this positive energy that we've all got, and I think it's wonderful that I'm able to do this kind of stuff. So, yeah. And I'm able to do silly things like this and draw Angelica while she's, you know, doing this kind of stuff. I don't think it helps to be, you know, bitter or anything like that. It's all about perspective, because at the end of the day, I'm in this position. I'm never going to, you know, question where anyone gets their money or where, you know, or anything like that. That's nothing to do with me. That's nothing to do with me. So, but yeah, basically, TLDR. I'm very thankful for people like Cross and everyone else and all you gobs. I love you all. I'm so thankful for you all. Just being here. As you can clearly see, you can see this first drawing is very scratchy, but it's kind of similar. A bit of a boil. What I don't want is any musculature to change that looks like she's having like some weird... I don't want any weirdness going on, you know? Cheers, Pierre. Cheers. Thanks a lot. Oh yeah, and speaking of which, you gobs on Patreon, speaking of Patreon, you all got to vote on the next Ragapom. And you voted on the first one. It's going to be a backpacking holiday in Europe. And the alt is going to be something that will go ahead and happen. So those who know, you know. God, those polls were hard to pick. They could all be great ideas. All of them could work. I could make any one of those ideas. I could pull something together and make it work. But I did have to go in and do a bit of a tie break because I think we were having a bit of a problem. We had 14 votes, which was really good actually, on the alt, and there was a tie between blah-de-blah and blah, and blah-de-blah does blah. So I had to be the tiebreaker and pick between the two. And I picked one. And we're going to do that one. Because I think we did the one that everyone wanted, which was the... those... we'd already done that. So I kind of thought it would be nice to do something that's maybe a bit different It'd still be hot. It'll still be hot and cool and wholesome. So, you know, and awesome, and you're going to really love it. Hello, Lemon. Yeah, Cross goes to plenty of other artists. I just happen to be, well, as Cross has said, I'm just the go-to. Although Cross, you've given me a lot of stuff to do recently, and I'm still on top of that. In fact, I need to update you actually on your current commission. But yeah, you've paid for a lot of batch. You've paid for a lot of stuff recently, and so yeah, you've not. So yeah, the last time you did that was a while ago. But anyway. Good to see Lemon here. I want to do more polls because the polls seem to be very popular, and that's one of the things that you get when going on to, you know, when you go onto my Patreon, you get to pick and choose like a kid in a candy store, you know, or a confectionery store, a sweet shop, we're British here, sweet shop, candy store. Kind of gob do you think I am? An American gob? Not American. But yeah, you gobs get to pick. You get to choose your favorite. You can get that from anywhere else. I'm only mad at Cross because he's the reason none of my sketches are out yet. Damn you, Cross. No, I'm going to do. Look, I have one sketch. I have a sketch for you. I have a sketch that is in the works for you, Pierre, and I also have a sketch that's in the works for Dustin, and that's quite bad actually because it's the first time that I've done those free sketches on the Mega Plus tier. I'm so sorry that they've taken this long. It's not Cross's fault. I know you're joking, but it's not Cross's fault. It's my fault. I'm just not making the time. I'm not like, oh my god. And everyone, if you've ordered a sketch, I'm so sorry. You're so patient. Thank you so much. I will get round to doing them. It's awful. It's awful because like a sketch. Come on, I could do a sketch like in about like I'm doing a sketch right now. But I don't want to half-ass them, you know, because they're special things, and maybe that's it. Maybe I should just, you know, not half-ass them. I'm not going to half-ass them, no. I know, yeah, I understand, Pierre. I understand. What are we missing? We're missing this. I don't know why. When I get into the mood with animation just kind of goes, you know? As long as I have a plan. That's the thing with animation. It's all about planning, and you kind of have to have like a really good, like, solid plan. So yeah, all right, there's a ton of boiling gonna go on, but let's just have a look and see. You're gonna put it on 2s, put it on repeat, let's see what happens. Yeah. God, she's drawing really fast. Look how fast she's drawing. Whoa. Look at that. Look at that. She's faster than ChatGPT. Faster than Sora. Oh wait, no, Sora's no more. Oops. I think I accidentally deleted Sora. Drawing for the fire and flame. Who remembers when it was like such a flex if you could do Through the Fire and Flames on hard mode on Guitar Hero or whatever it was? So there were a few mistakes. I mean, I know this is tied down, but I think it's kind of a good idea just to make sure that we're at least looking somewhat consistent-ish. Did I miss any important updates? Well, from me? No, not really. No, we've just been chilling. I'm just animating. So basically, well, I'll explain what we're doing. We're going to be. I'm doing some animation for my Twitch setup. Twitch. I mean, streaming setup. So Angelica, we're just animating Angelica, and she's going to go. She's just going to be drawing and looking over at me, and I'm going to combine that all and make it look, seamless and, good and stuff. It's going to take a bit of work, but I will be doing that. She's just going to go over to the side there, and she's going to be just, helping me out with the stream, just drawing alongside with me. And it's going to be cool and awesome and fun. Okay, let's see a little bit more of a reasonable kind of... Now she's drawing to... Country roads, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia. Mountain mama, take me home, country roads. I think it needs to be a bit slower. 12? Okay, so I think what we can do is I can leave that there, make a bit of a note to make sure that... No, I don't want to do that. So I can make a note for myself. Pop it there. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do something. Did you forget to change the title? Oh no. What? Does it still say Gaslight on YouTube? How is that possible? I called it doing some actual animation, come and chat. Is it too late to change it now? Because that's some actual flipping bullshit. Oh, excuse. Oh god. Oh damn! I swore. Stream settings. Why does YouTube Goblin draws? Oh fuck. Drawing some actual animation. Come and chat. I don't think it's going to change it. Hopefully. Okay, if that's changed it, hopefully it'll. It says Angelica on here. Yeah, it says Angelica on Twitch, but YouTube has to have their own little special carefully presented little itty bitty kind of streaming software because it's YouTube and YouTube is special, and everything kind of, you know, has to be done through YouTube's thing, just so that because it doesn't want to fall in line with all the other streaming platforms. So, you know, the multi-stream thing that I've got going on isn't going to affect that. But I've changed it now, and hopefully he's not focused on YouTube. I'm looking at YouTube chat. I've got multi-chat on, so I'm looking at YouTube, and I'm looking at you gobs on Twitter. Twitch. But no one's said anything on YouTube for a while now. It's weird because they say that YouTube was supposed to be quite good for audience and stuff, but it's not, apparently. Yeah, not many people are on YouTube at the moment. Speaking of which, let's go check on... Nope, Anubis is not here. Right, let's do another... Let's do another... So what am I going to do here? So I'm going to make her lean a little bit. Oh, that's cute. So there's a really cool little trick that you can do in... You might be able to do this in other softwares. Hopefully it works. So you can actually change the positioning, and this can really help you keep things on model. So we can do that, and now we can get a general gist of where Angelica's going to be. So now I've got that moved there. So now I know that her ear's going to be up here. Hairline is going to be somewhere around here. Not exact. You don't want to copy it exactly, but at least like the bits that aren't moving and stuff. See, I'm talking to myself. You can sort of see what I'm doing, right? Because I can't copy anything else. Just the head. Just the head. And I'm doing a little bit of follow through, just a tiny bit, not much. And this is still kind of tie down-ish. Maybe she gives him a little bit of a smirk, like a bit of a smirk or something like that. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Not much else needs to change. She kind of leads forward towards us a little bit. The Z depth kind of changes a bit, so I'm gonna do a bit of fudging here. Yeah, you can see how she's leaning a little bit forward, like she's kind of interested to see what's going on with Scorchy Boy. Oh, that needs to change. Actually, that does need to change. That needs to move. Yeah, that needs to move. By the way, did you see that they leaked the entire Avatar movie? I have not heard about this. But that's crazy that they did that. God, and since it's fresh in everyone's mind, oh my god, Glitch. Glitch, what the hell are you playing at? So for those who don't know, although you probably do know, Glitch have it's official. Glitch are going to be releasing episodes 8 and 9 in as a conjunction in selected theaters. This is brilliant because it means that it legitimizes indie animation and it's making it, you know, real big, and it's, you know, it's going to be a whole big scenario. It's going to be a whole big thing, and everyone's amazed and happy that wow, an actual indie series that made it, that started on YouTube, is now in the big cinemas. Woohoo! So yeah, 2 weeks. So yeah, and it's going to be released on YouTube 2 weeks after it gets released in cinemas. Now, this is going to be a bit of an issue because it's going to be spoiled inevitably. It's going to be spoiled, which means that I will not be on YouTube or anywhere. I will not be interacting. I'll take a bit of a detox in that time. Or what I might do is I might just convert my entire Google into Spanish or something like that, or some other language that I don't understand, so that I don't read spoilers. Accidentally read spoilers. For 1 week early or less. Yeah, but some cinemas were a month. Yep. And Glitch made a statement. They did essentially. They released a statement saying that they wanted to. They really wanted it, you know, to be a week early or less. So that is completely true. And you know, props to Glitch or whatnot. But you know, you kind of did say that you wouldn't. You know, it would always be on YouTube first. But then some people were like, "Oh, but this wasn't like a written contract. You know, Glitch didn't have to do that." Sure, they didn't have to do that, but you know, it kind of just seems a little bit kind of, you know, empty. What if Glitch decides to go back on another promise, you know? It's a little bit difficult to kind of trust them with anything going forward now, thanks to this. You know, call us entitled or something like that, but have you not seen the amount of effort and the amount of stuff that we've poured into this fandom? I just think it... I still, even though I've seen the statement by Glitch and they're like, oh yeah, we hear your comments, bloody blah blah blah, the same old shit. It's still, I still think it's a very bad decision. I love Glitch. I still think this is an incredibly bad decision by Glitch. And you know, companies are allowed to make bad decisions. And at the end of the day, of course, like every single goddamn business, and that includes me at the end of the day, it's all about making money. Because unfortunately in this world, money makes the world go round. And, you know, without money, you can't buy... Oh my goodness, I'm going to that. Yeah. Anyway. Poor decision by Glitch, but then again, I'm not going to get too upset with them because at the end of the day, it's just a cartoon. One thing I hope is that it screens where you are. Oh my god, the closest theatre that I live to is a tiny little old-fashioned Art Deco theatre. I highly, highly doubt that it's going to be screened there. Highly doubt it. If they do, great. But I think a lot of little kids are going to be there, honestly. And I think it's just... And like, what's his name? The guy who says, did you know this in the Amazing Digital Circus? That Irish guy who apparently runs the largest Discord server for Tadic. Apparently him. He says that it's going to be just like the Minecraft movie. You know how they were like throwing popcorn and just being completely, you know, badly behaved? I think it's going to be just like that with... I think it's going to be like that, honestly, going to the cinema and seeing it. Which is probably why I won't go to the cinema and see it. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm just going to avoid seeing anything on Twitter. Twitter, Tumblr, forget it. I'm out. For those 2 weeks, I'll be out. We'll see about streaming. We'll see if I can do some streaming. I might do some non-Tadic related things. Like what I might do is I might draw some things that aren't Tadic during those streams, because I do not want anyone to spoil it. If what I might do, actually, seriously, what I might do is I might just convert everything to Spanish or Japanese. But I think I don't want to risk the spoilers. You can put the chat to like 9-month followers only. Oh, how do you do that? You have to show me how you do that, Lemon. Disable all chat. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. I don't know. Look, I'll figure something out, okay? I'll figure something out. Oh, I know. How about this? When I go online, I get blackout drunk, and then I'll wake, and then people can spoil it all they want, and then in the morning, I'll forget everything. How about that? What a great idea. Not. Ugh, what happened last night? Oh yeah, everyone just spoiled Tadic for you. Huh? I don't remember anything from last night. It's the perfect. It works. I am joking. Please drink responsibly. Gonna game with my other half. Have a good evening. Oh, cool. Yeah, see you around, Pierre. We're gonna carry on for an hour or so. In fact, you know what? I think now is a great time to make myself another cup of tea because clearly I haven't had enough. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see. Oh, okay, so we've done that much. So one thing that needs to happen is that she needs to blink at some point, which means that I am going to have to do a bunch of layers. A bunch of layers, and then she does that. Oh, she's so cute. I love her. I'm biased, of course, because I created her. I think, honestly, just looking over at Scorchy Boy, me, I think just looking over at me is probably just good enough. You know, she looks over for about, I don't know, maybe 5 seconds or so. We boil there. And then she goes back to drawing. So yeah, drawing, looks over at me. You know, she, you know, maybe blinks a few more times, you know, smiles, and then she goes back to drawing and stuff like that. And then we'll, you know, just loads of repeated drawings over like the span of like a minute and a half or something. Right, it's time to have a little break. So I will see you gobs in about 2-3 minutes. Okay, see you in a sec. Chat amongst yourselves. I'll be back soon. Okay, see you in a bit. Hello, I am back. I'm back. Right, now, for the next hour or so, I will be doing some stuff. Let's have a look. Oh, Anubis maybe isn't around tonight. That's okay. That's fine. So I'm going to carry on with this drawing right here. Making it look good. So not only is Angelica very, lean and lean and muscly, but she's also quite bony as well. Like she's got a lot of bone mass, thick ass bones. Welcome so like ridges and stuff are a little bit more pronounced than the average gob. Hey Kat, this is TV Paint. It is TV Paint version, I believe it's 10.5. Yeah, TV Paint version 10.5. I don't think I'll do the about because it'll probably reveal my real name. But yeah, welcome to the Gobbo Cave. We're just animating one of my OCs, my goblin OCs. Her name is Angelica, and she's really cute and fun. And honestly, she's just going to be doing like some. We're just going to be doing some simple animation of her drawing and stuff. And she looks over it, and she looks over. She's going to be one of these little animated sprites that appears at the side of my Twitch, my setup here. So that's what we're doing. And hopefully I can get some of this done. This is going to be just like a long-term kind of project thing. Now we have the issue that she's going to be looking over, but her pen is going to be in this position. So what I might do is I might just pop it here. It can pop into that place. I don't care. Don't think anyone's going to notice. An OC Mega will let me commission. Oh, now come along. Now come along. I'm not saying you can't commission one of my OCs, Cross. I know what you're gonna, I know you, Cross. I know you. That's all I'm gonna say. I wonder if I could just do them in scenes. Would that work? So apparently TV Paint has a thing with scenes, and hold on, it looks like just looks like this. So you can have like a scene here, and then you can have another scene there. I don't know if you can like repeat them do multiple repeats or something. I don't know. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that. It's way too much work. Way too much work. Nat Views. How's it going, Nat? Caught me at a good time. Wonder if it's a good time. It's not. Fucking typos. We know it's a good stream when Nat's here. Oh yes. It's always a good stream when Nat turns up. I think what I'm gonna do with this. Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna put that leg on another layer. I think there's just gonna have to be just a ton of layers. A ton of layers. And I'm gonna have to organize this properly. At least I can... Okay. Maybe it is time to start some in-betweening. Although actually, like a lot of old animators say that, oh, I don't in between. I just, I do it without in betweening, and I do it without the onion skinning layer. Okay, good for you. I don't need the onion skinning layer. I'm too good for that. Hand this off to your assistant. Oh yes. Oh yes, my assistant. They're here. They're right here. Hello, I'm Jax. I'm Mega Draw's assistant. Who's Jack? I'm Mega Draw's assistant. I'm gonna put Angelica on the left. I'm gonna do some reorganization on the whole streaming thing. I'm probably going to put a little bit of, just a bit of room here. I'm gonna make it a little. I'm gonna keep the same size, but I'm just going to move some things out the way. I think the Mega Art and Anim stream Thursday and Sunday is a little bit too big, so I'm going to make that a bit smaller and just shift it a bit. It's just going to be a little bit of reorganization, that's all. Oh wait, should she be leading with her? No, she should be leading with her shoulders, shouldn't she? Wait, how would you do that? Oh yeah, okay, so a little bit of a antic. Yeah, a bit of an antic, I think. Not too much. Okay, I don't care what Aaron Blaze says. I'm going to be using the uninskinning. You can, yeah. I do animation my way. Thank you very much. Nobody can tell me what to do. I'm just going to be a little cringe lord. It's easier to flip on paper. Yeah, flipping on paper is interesting. I've done it a little. I've done it a couple of times. Flipping on paper. It's just, I don't know if it's my technique or something, but I always end up with like creases since I'm right-handed. Since I draw right-handed, I have to flip with the left hand, and I end up with creases on the left side of my page. Is that just like a fact of life? when you're doing it 2D animation? I remember doing it a long time ago, but I just remember like all these creases in the left corner. I'm just like, man, my drawings are ruined. Yeah, no shit, that happens. You even see it on like pencil tests from like all these, you know, animators. You can tell, you know, look at someone like, I don't know, James Baxter, who's right-handed, or look at Aaron Blaze, who's left-handed, and you can see the sides of their of the creases where the creases are, and you can tell who's left and right-handed, which I think is quite funny. Oh, we got a new follower. Who was that? Did someone follow? I did not see, unfortunately. I am quite sorry. Was it you, Kat? If so, welcome. Welcome to the Gob Cave. Okay, so we are leading with the head. Fine. Fine. I'll lead with the head. And I'll do like a ease in here. Now you notice. My notifications aren't as... They're not as big or as... You know... Because I can't hear them. I can't hear the "Welcome to the Gobbo Cave." I can't hear that. For some reason, the movie trailer voice doesn't kick in for me. I don't know why. But I thought it worked. Yeah, we are kind of slightly sculpting our drawings here. Slightly. Where was that? That was there. The nose is there. The nose is traveling. That arc. It kind of works. If we anchor the... Yeah, oh no, we've got anchor. We've got an anchor. Okay, and ease in. And then I think that might be good for us. Easing into that pose. Okay. About there. I will get the little trick I did earlier. Oops. Also, another thing I need to do a the beginning of that antic here, but that can just be like a half frame or something like that. It can start to move when the head is remaining still. It's a trick you see in 3D. I see a lot of 3D anime. I see a lot of this in Tadic actually. When you're framing through it, a lot of stuff kind of moves. Like you see a lot of stuff with Pomni's animation. The shoulders lead, and then the head follows, and then or maybe like one shoulder leads, and then the other shoulder leads, and then the head leads, and then the chest leads after one frame, and it's really fun to just. I highly recommend if you're an animator. Framing through Tadic Digital Circus. Because there's some really fun stuff in there. A lot of fun stuff. Can Bork draw? Bork can't even type. Bork's fingers are too big for pencils, for keyboards, for anything. He can still like use a key. He understands like how the internet works and keyboards and stuff like that. But no, Bork can't draw. He can barely write. But he can spell, sort of. He can sort of spell. But people think that he's stupid. He's not stupid. He can't... Yeah, there are things that you can't do, but he understands things when stuff's going on, right? He's not clueless. He's not completely clueless, but he's, he does sometimes play a little bit of a character. Because when stuff needs to get serious, he gets serious. Yeah, Lenali. Yeah, I'm sure you can, Lenali, because Lenali you are a great expert in the history of animation, so you can certainly name some great cartoony stuff. Need to get a bigger pen. Bork? Yeah, maybe Bork does need a bigger pen. You know, one thing that TV Paint needs is coloring frames. I think you were able to do this on some bits of software. Like you can do it on Maya with some plugins. Actually, no, yeah, well, actually, yeah, wait, no, TV Paint needs this. What you gobs playing at, TV Paint? Hey, gotta color some frames. Do it. You know, if you want to get like a shape done, I guess coloring the outline is quite a good thing, as long as it's not going to, because there is going to be some overlap that we're going to do, like the ears and the hair and stuff like that, and so since the shoulder's led here, the shoulders will be the last thing to move. Oh no! So I need another frame here, I think. I need another one. So, ooh, it's going to get right up to the end. Right up to the end there. But actually, if the head stops, then that means everything else can come in and settle. So I'm going to divide the shoulders up here. I'm going to do just that. By the way, this is the first time I've ever animated Angelica. Not that it matters or anything. It's a bit... kind of needs to come a little bit over here. God, it's just Flip City. Ugh. I'm going to be doing some more gob animation, yeah, for sure. There'll definitely be some more animation of Angelica. Got that right. Try and get that arc. It's an arc that I'm trying to capture. I'm trying to do that while... Try not to make it look too choppy. How's it look when I play it back? Okay. I guess I could do the classic thing of making her blink while this is going on. Could do that. What else did you notice about the animation in Tadic? Yeah, like I said, there's lots of overlap. They do a lot of things. I really liked how they've done, especially in the first episode. You see this a lot in the first episode where they were kind of figuring things out. How they did a lot of flattening of facial features. Like they did a lot of facial animation on Jax, which I thought was really good. And sometimes they've done it here and there in the later episodes, but they were really focusing on trying to sort of make things look, I guess they were trying to make things look more like 2D and graphic, which I thought was quite cool. And there's lots of squash and stretch, which I think there's like lots of really advanced kind of squash and stretch thing where it's not just they've pushed and pulled a slider. There's lots of things where they really kind of sculpt the kind of like where the force is coming from. So there might be like one frame where, like, I don't know, like a character hits another, like a character impact hits something or something like that, and then there's like this force that is starting from one end of the character, and then it like goes into like the extreme opposite end of the character, and then it sort of bounces back in between. If you can see it when you frame through it. There's a couple of examples. I think it happens to Pomni in a couple of the episodes, but there's some really interesting things that happen there. And then when you know, unfortunately it gets covered by a lot of motion blur, but when you play it back, it just kind of works really nicely, and it looks really smooth and awesome. And yeah, God, I'm talking too much, but it's really cool when you see things like that. And they obviously like play around with multiples and smears, and multiple eyes are a really, really cool one that you see sometimes. It's always good to do multiple eyes. I've done there's one shot that I did on a short that I worked on last year that had multiple eyes in it. And that was a lot of fun. That was for Sizable Matters. Watch at your own risk. There are some shots that I do cringe a little bit at that, but it's just part of the business. Okay, let's see if we can... It's the thing with animation, it's just lots of flipping. And that bauble probably needs some love. That's its target there. Bish, bash, bosh. Oh, it's growing. Yeah, it's all flipping through drawings. Yeah, you're very, that's what I've noticed about you, Linnell. You're very, very rough. With all your animation. I think what I'm doing is focusing on what lines are moving in space. Okay, I know it's not done just yet, but I'm gonna... Wait, hang on. No. Hold on. Alright, here we go. Let's just do this. There we go. It's a little dot just to sort of give me a bit of a waypoint. And I will probably need to do another dot here. Surrealism. Well, if you're thinking of, surrealism, I don't know much modern examples. The only examples I can think of surrealism would be the artist René Magritte. And I love his work. I love René Magritte. And his work is, modern surrealism. I highly recommend you check out René Magritte. His stuff's amazing. Artist from the 1950s, 60s, to, mid-century. It's amazing stuff. But yeah, surrealism works. I do like that. That style of surrealism I really like. How's it looking? Okay. So she is going to have to look at Scorchy Boy. But I don't think we'll do it in this frame. It might be a little bit too soon. Just a little bit too soon. So these landmarks are going to be quite helpful. Determining the shapes and stuff. So you've already noticed that there's a bit of a weird thing going on here. But yeah, you can see what I'm doing with all these dots, right? It's probably hard to see. But if you can see what I'm doing with the dots, this really helps me, like, not only keeping things looking on model, but it also kind of helps me with the solid drawing. It's more of a technical thing, just kind of keeping things there in a model, and it's quite useful. It's good for doing overlap. What about the web animation Enna? One of Lizzie Freeman's performances, and Lizzie did a fantastic job in Enna. Enna's weird. Cute character designs. I love the environment. I think the environment's pretty good. The story's very strange. It's a bit. Enna's a bit. It's a bit much. I don't get it. I need to watch Enna a couple more times before I can sort of really get my head around it. But yeah, I don't really get it. It just looks, to me, as an uninformed viewer, it looks like a whole bunch of random stuff just happens. I understand there might be some sort of, deep buried meaning behind it, but for me, it just wasn't obvious on the first time watching. It is cool animation though, and the character designs are really nicely done, and it's very nostalgic and, harkens back to a time when, computer graphics were, simple and, weird and cool, but yeah, I just don't get it. I need to watch it a couple more times before I can properly get it. I know you do. I know you do. I didn't say it's bad. I'm not going to say it's bad. So I don't think that's very... Yeah, that's not a very fair assessment if I say it's bad. It's not bad. I just don't understand it. And maybe it makes sense to maybe it makes sense to you, and maybe it makes sense to a lot of people because it's very popular. So I don't feel I can argue with that. But I just, yeah. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh no. Damn it. Yep. A shape. Oh my god. A shape needs to work. Damn it. And we have this. In that southern heavy accent I loves to animate. Oh, we sure do. Huh? There is an individual who lives in New York City who has had a lifelong fascination with the subway surface so much that he has impersonated people working on the metro in order to run services on time and with the correct announcements that he has been arrested and done jail times of this, and the New York Metro will not employ him. Oh wow. I did not know that. That's fascinating. So someone, because he impersonated a New York City, because he impersonated someone who was working on the things to make the trains run on time better. Gosh. Well, I guess it's easier to ask for forgiveness than for permission. He keeps doing it. Maybe he's sending a message. He's sending a pretty clear message from the sounds of it. Has anyone else heard of this? This is fascinating. Riveting. I mean, no, seriously. That is actually just kind of just... Dude, what? Okay, we're getting some problems here. Head's changing way too much. La 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 do 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 do. Oh god, Angelica's hair's really annoying. So annoying. Let's have a look. Okay. This is fine. Yeah, I'm cool with this. I'm cool. How it's looking. Yeah, it's probably a good idea to... So there's going to be some of that. And oh, I get it. I get it now. Okay. This is fine. It's alright. It's good. It's fine. So at some point, I'm gonna have to... no, we're losing it. We are losing it. Hold on. Okay, a little bit of change is fine. It's gonna be quite a bouncy ear. I'm not the keenest on that, but it might be all that we've got, unfortunately. Maybe it might be fine. Actually, maybe it might just work. It might just work. Okay. Might just work. And this is fine. This is absolutely fine. You know, part of being an animator is just being brave and just going ahead with things that seem like they might not work, or just going along with it and finding happy accidents along the way. Sometimes, you know, sometimes it might just work. It might just work. Like, for instance, I'm getting a bit of trouble here. How's that looking? Oh, that's fine. I don't mind if it grows and shrinks a bit. Oh, thanks, Hyper. Thanks very much. We're getting there. we're getting there. There's a couple of things that are annoying me, but I think we've made some good progress. I'm happy with this. Happy with the progress so far. Still a long way to go. Still a long way to go. But it's looking good. It's looking good so far. Let's give it another 8 minutes or so. 8 minutes. So this is going to be some animation for my, believe it or not, it's literally just going to be, so you see my little avatar, my little Gobbo avatar. It's literally going to be like that. This is Angelica. She's one of my OCs. And she's going to be on the left. So I'm on the right, she's going to be on the left, and she's just going to be drawing away and looking over at me. And she's going to be joining the streams, essentially. She's going to be here, and her presence is going to be seen by everyone, which means that I am going to be adjusting the layout just a little bit, but I'll only do that when it comes to it. You know, when I finish this, because it's going to be a while. Because animation takes bloody forever. You will be able to animate you should be able to animate like this, Linali. Everyone's got it. You've got it in you. I've been doing this for about, I've been doing animation for about, professionally, over 10 years at this point, over a decade. And most of that was in 3D animation. But I was doing a lot of 2D animation at the side as well, so... will happen. You'll be able to, get good in your own way. Suppose a young woman was sitting on the toilet and goes to pay for her and scared her out of the bathroom. Well, that could be funny. Have you animated with stop motion and out of curiosity? Oh my goodness, once. I did. Once before, a very long time ago, I got given some software of this weird, oh my god, it was a software and it allowed you to play back images that you had taken. Oh god, it was really it was strange, because this is like 2005 or so, and it was, you had to have a camera that could connect up to your computer, and even doing that was really difficult. I remember, because I had a terrible XP computer, and we had a Digicam, JVC Digicam whatever, and it used like high 8 tapes, or tiny little tapes and stuff, and we had to get like the USB connection, but you couldn't just do it like you could nowadays. You had to have like some specific software that would import the images, and then you would take those images into this specific software just to play back some goddamn animation. And I did like some stupid little plasticine thing on my bedside table. It was quite funny. There was just some blobs like just going around and stuff like that, but... And I did a little thing with that very same family camera. I did a little bit the same thing with that camera, but it just never worked. It just never worked out. Never worked out. But no, I've never done stop motion. Apparently, Linali says he's done. So thanks, Hyper. Yeah, Angelica. I quite like Angelica. In fact, actually, have I got? Let's see. Let's see if I've got some Oh, here we go. Yeah. So, here she is. I uploaded this to Twitter as a sort of, it was sort of like an April Fool's joke, actually. It was going to be like something quite serious, but then it just turned out to be just picture of Angelica. But yeah, no, she's cute, she's funny, and she's got like, I guess, evil Pomni kind of, you know, evil Pomni, Avril Lavigne, Minnie the Minx kind of stuff. And yeah, she's just quite fun and cute and, you know, sexy at the same time. So it's kind of stuff. And she's got a hairy ass chest and hairy arms and stuff, just like me. But yeah, that's who we're animating. And I just got to get her ears looking right. I think if I get her ears looking right, then I think it'll be a good time to call it a day, I think. It's important to get this shape looking right. Make sure we're not getting any jiggery pokery. Yeah, just ignore that. Just ignore that dot. Just ignore the dot. It can't look too off model. It can't like grow and shrink too much because that, yeah, like that. That's just taking the piss. So I'm going to do that. Bit of that, bit of that. Yeah, but just, it's so annoying. So annoying. Yeah, because it's growing and shrinking and shrinking and growing and okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to copy this. One more hour. Maybe one day, Cross. Sorry to disappoint you. That's better. Oh yeah. Oh, I like this. In fact, let's just repeat it from mark in, mark out there, so it's on repeat. No, 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 no. Not quite. Nearly there. We nearly got it. Oh, there we go. Cool. So, as it stands, we've just got... I actually even quite like how it's looking as a... You know, timing-wise, I think it's kind of working. But yeah, this is looking... This is all right, actually, for tie-down. I'm getting movement here, which is good. There's still some things that I want to change, of course, but that's obviously just going to come with time. This is just one of many. This is just one of many things that I'm going to be doing with this animation. I've opened a can of worms, but yeah, time to put the pen away, I think. Yeah, let's call it. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for joining. It's been a good stream. Got a lot done. I always love these animation streams. I always seem to get a lot done when I'm animating. I don't know why. Maybe it's like the illusion of progress or something like that. But I kind of feel that animation, when I'm doing animation, I just seem to, when there's like an inkling of movement or thought, I just think, yeah, that's it. I've done it. I've done this and that and stuff like that, and I've made progress. It feels kind of like that, but at least here we've got something. I can work with this. I can definitely work with this. But yeah, good night, Nat. Thanks for joining. Hope you join next time. So yeah, week ahead. Oh my lordy. The week ahead. Yeah, lots of work to do. Fairly productive week this week. No, I could do better. I definitely could do better, and that's what I'm going to do this week. I'm gonna get the Mel pictures done, and we'll get started on the Button Blossom pick. I'm gonna start doing some compositions for that, and you gobs are gonna get to pick and choose in the poll. If you're part of my Patreon, make sure you sign up so you get to be involved in that poll, because your vote matters. You can have influence here and there if you want to see what I want to draw. So Cross, go and vote right now, this instant. No rush. Anyway, yeah, thanks a lot for joining, gobs. Real good to see you all. Hope you all have a good week ahead. You know where to come next Thursday and Sunday and all the other days beyond that. Make sure you come back here and we'll have another discussion. We'll do some more animation. We'll do some more drawings and stuff, and we'll get to chat and have a good time. So yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for joining. Talk to you soon. Love you all. See you later for now. Bye-bye.